Coming up on this Christmas Eve edition of The Daily, I've got 7 dirt racing questions for you to ponder while you drink your eggnog and wait for Santa. Let's go. Today is Friday, December 24th, 2021. Welcome into Dirt Tracker Daily. I'm Justin Fiedler. Merry Christmas to everybody out there. Happy holidays to you. I want to do something a little different with today's show and pose a bunch of dirt racing questions that I'll respond to, and then I want to hear what you have to say about these questions as well. Feel free to answer one or multiple in the comments below on the YouTube video, on social media, or via email, however you want to do that. We'll start first with a driver of the year. You can obviously take this in multiple directions and include whatever criteria you want. For me, I think it has to be Kyle Larson. Even with what he did in 2020, I think his 2021 season was even more impressive. Crown Jewel wins across both pavement and dirt, late models and sprint cars, NASCAR and midgets, just absolutely crazy stuff. The Chili Bowl, a Kings Royal, the Knoxville Nationals, the Prairie Dirt Classic, the Cup Championship, and so many more wins along the way. It was maybe the greatest season ever in the history of motorsports from one single driver. And it's not something I think even Larson will be able to match in the future. With the Cup Series going back to practice and qualifying on many of the weekends, Larson's chances to race dirt will be less in 2022 and beyond. We will still get to see him plenty, though, and I like that he's inspired a bunch of other guys to venture out more and do different types of, not only dirt racing, but racing in general, including guys like his Hendrick teammates. We saw Chase Elliott, Alex Bowman. We saw a bunch of guys this year venture out and do a bunch of different stuff. Honorable mention here, I think, goes to Brandon Overton. Almost $1 million in winnings from late model shows is nuts this season, and I would imagine a lot of you will pick him here as well. Next question is, what do you think was the most surprising winner of 2021? I'm going to go with Dave Blaney in the World of Outlaws show at Sharon back in May. He started 4th in that race, and I understand it's a track he knows extremely well, but he led just the single lap to take the win in a car that's basically a science experiment. It was his only top 5 this season in 5 Outlaw appearances, and it was his first Outlaw victory in nearly 24 years. At one point in his career, Blaney was very familiar with World of Outlaws victory lanes. He was a World of Outlaws champion, but it had been a crazy long time since that was the case, and it was maybe the top candidate for feel-good win of the year as well. And you know that Sharon crowd went crazy that night. Question number 3, who's a dirt late model driver you think could take a big leap next season and either compete with the series or take down some big wins? I'm going to go with young Mississippi driver Spencer Hughes. He and PCC Motorsports are planning a full rookie run with the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series, and I think the sky is the limit for this squad. Hughes got the PCC opportunity earlier this year after the team split with Kyle Strickler, and he was impressive in limited starts. He grabbed 4 top 5 finishes with Lucas and 13 top 10s. He's still incredibly green as a driver, and the seat time will definitely do him good. I would not be surprised to see one or multiple wins from this group next year, and maybe even a crown jewel win I think is possible out there for this group as well. Question 4, who's a World of Outlaws sprint car driver not named Brad Sweet or Donnie Schatz who you think could win the title in 2022? My answer for this one is definitely Carson Macedo. This will be his 4th full season as a full-time World of Outlaws driver and year 2 with that Jason Johnson racing team. He went from 1 win in 2020 to 11 in 2021, and his average finish improved more than 2 positions year over year. He missed out on the championship by 134 points behind Sweet and David Gravel, and it won't take a huge leap in performance for him to be at the top next season. Crew Chief Philip Dietz is one of the best in the business, a guy I don't think gets nearly enough credit. I think he's maybe top 2 or 3 guys right now that wrench on sprint cars. And I think this team can only get better with young Macedo continuing to improve as a driver. Question number 5, what's a series or track or division you are more interested in diving into next year? My answer for this one is the ASA National Tour. I'm curious to see what new owner Terry Maddox can do with this 360 sprint car series. And I feel like we don't talk enough about how the ASCS has been a breeding ground for sprint car talent. Past champions with the ASCS include guys like Jason Johnson, Shane Stewart, Aaron Reitzel, and Sam Hafertepe. And top past rookies of the year included Paul McMahon, Kyle Hurst, and Jason Sides. Just this year, we saw Blake Hahn win a championship, JJ Hickel grab Rookie of the Year, and Ryan Timms bag 5 series wins. All of those names could be front and center in the coming years in the sprint car world. So the ASCS is on the list here for me, and I think a series that I'm also going to probably work on adding to the DirtTracker.com analytics section as well. On to question number 6, what's something the sport as a whole of dirt racing needs to do better next year? I have 2 things for this one. The first is safety. We need to continue pushing for safer tracks and cars. There needs to be proper coverage, better equipment on race nights. There needs to be better fencing, protection around openings, fire suits for safety workers, and there needs to be ambulances at all racetracks. And there needs to be proper gear for the racers. Crashes are going to happen no matter what we do here. We just need to keep making sure guys are walking away from these incidents and fans in the stands are safe. The other answer I have to this question is a little more selfish, but I want to see the sport continue to build the stories more around the racing. More video content, more behind the scenes. Let's learn more about these teams and drivers. Really invest in what's happening around the racing on a nightly basis. I think we need to do a better job of making stars and heroes out of these drivers that we get to watch every weekend. I think that will help fans identify more, and I think that'll bring more eyeballs into the racing. My final question for you today is, what can I do better in the coming year with Dirt Tracker? What do you want to see more of? What do you want to see less of? What am I missing? Who should I be talking to that I'm not? What do you like about the website? What do you don't like about any of this stuff? This entire Dirt Tracker project is just a little more than 2 years old, and I know we've come a long way with it, but I want to keep improving and keep pushing to bring you more and better and help you really grow your dirt racing knowledge and fandom. So drop your thoughts, your answers to all of these questions below in the comments or on social media or via email at info@dirttracker.com. Definitely curious to see what you have to say about all of these things. It's getting to be that time of the year, and the first of the Lonnie Wheatley pools is now open. The Tulsa shootout gets underway next week, and pool entries are due before heat races start on Wednesday morning. So this is your kind of last couple of days here to kind of get those things together, get your thoughts together before you fill out that pool. If you want to participate, find @Sooner7NC on Twitter. So @Sooner7NC. The only thing on the streaming schedule today is Flow Racing 24/7. To see the full daily streaming schedule with links to watch, visit dirttracker.com/watch tonight. And keep an eye there through the weekend, as there is some dirt racing upcoming on this Christmas weekend on both Flow and Dirt Vision. Western Springs and Woodford Glen in New Zealand are in action, as is Perth Motorplex in Australia. And if you missed it yesterday, I dropped a new Dirt Tracker Conversations episode. This one features new Atomic Speedway owner Charlie Vest. Talked about all things coming to Atomic in 2022, big schedule, facility improvements, all kinds of cool stuff happening at Atomic. We also got into Charlie's own background and racing career. You can check that out today in the podcast feed or on the YouTube channel. I've now done 55 Conversations episodes to go along with the nearly 500 daily shows. So if you need to escape from the family this weekend, go find some of those past shows and give them a watch or a listen. That's it for the show today. Hope you have a good Friday and a good holiday weekend. If you have thoughts about the topics on today's show, please leave them in the comments below or tweet at me. Thanks everybody for tuning in. We'll be back on Monday for more Dirt Tracker Daily.